colonizers, they effectively shifted generations, effectively shifted entire bloodlines of people, maybe ended some bloodlines of black people. That is what they did, and they've spent every year after, from then, 1865, before I would say 1492, the 1500s, right? From the 1500s, 1600s, all the way up to 2023, they have been trying everything in their power to make sure that we will remain submissive, passive.
You are listening to
Take it with a grain of salt, artist law.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Take It With a Grain of Salt. Hold on, let me turn this shit down, bro, because I'm sitting here watching the Cleveland Browns in the Bears game. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Take It With a Grain of Salt. Audio version, I guess, is probably what I'll call it, is episode number 2. Yo, I was just sitting here thinking, bro, about, this motherfucker just dropped the punt. I was just sitting here thinking about storytelling and its importance, and like what we're seeing right now, right? I'm just thinking about like technology, and how far advanced it is, and how it's kind of, I guess, relatively speaking, has been kind of changing swiftly over the past maybe 10 years or so. And how that relates to the entertainment industry or the art of storytelling. Bro, it's so crazy what like animation with 3D is being able to do. Websites like Blender coming out, being able to, if you can sit down for an hour or two and learn Blender, you'll be a pretty decent animator. It seems like a fairly like comparable software. I did the whole like make a 3D human, like on Blender. I did that tutorial to kind of like learn like shading and lighting. Animation is a fucking lot, bro. It is its own language. Oh shit, Justin Fields. Oh, he dropped it. No way. He dropped it. Oh my God. Yo, Tonya, whoever that is, number 18 for the Bears. Oh my God. But yeah, like Blender's a pretty comparable software. But I only say that to say, like, technology is really advanced us and given us some of the best tools we ever had at our disposal when it comes to storytelling. With 3D, with animation, with the cameras, bro. These cameras are fucking crazy, bro. These cameras are crazy. These cameras are crazy. Just even on the lowest budget, bro, the stuff you can get out of a camera nowadays is just like, man, it's crazy. But you look at some of the stories, some of the shit that's on Netflix, some of the stories that are on like Amazon, a lot of these streaming services, they're really known for maybe like at best 4 or 5 great stories. And the rest of it is just bullshit. It's just bullshit up there. The story isn't, and even some of these main, I guess, companies, they're putting out stories that aren't really that well told. Yeah, it's just kind of slapped together, but it looks amazing, bro. Look, so we're just gonna talk about it, my initial thoughts of it, and maybe I should see the whole trailer before I start opening my mouth. Hold on. But I'm gonna talk about the American Negro trailer, bro. I'm gonna just talk about it. The American Negro trailer. Let's just see this real quick. I'm gonna come to because it triggered me this morning, bro. It really did. It triggered me, and in light of the situation I'm going through right now with just like the producer that might be a part of Mac Reeves, me kind of learning what filmmaking is, just the business side of it. It was very emotionally charging, bro. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you what happened. So I saw the trailer on Facebook. Black folks already kind of made their mind up about it, but I wanted to see it. I was gonna click on it. Because I saw David Allen Greer is a part of it. I saw some pretty cool names a part of this project. David Allen Greer just did Soldier's Play on Broadway not too long ago. So David, he's trying, I don't know, I haven't seen him, but it looks like he's really trying to push into his acting chops. I'm looking at this Jonathan Majors running away. Oh my God. Jonathan Majors running away from that white woman is hilarious. Oh my God, bro. This is the worst time for a show. What is the name of that? Negro Academy? Why is Negro in the fucking title, bruh? Can I ask that question? Why is Negro in the title? Why is Negro in the title, bruh? Can we not in 2023 put Negro in the title, bro? Is that hard, bro? Maybe, I know it's a satire. So there is grace there. There is grace there, it being a satire. Let me see. Damn, I don't know the fucking name of it. Magical Negro. Bro, that's a trope. And here it is. This was a Key and Peele sketch turned real fucking film. All right, hold on. Focus Theater. So let me tell you.
Welcome to the American Society.
That's how much I saw of the trailer when I saw it on Facebook. I saw Focus Features is the production company, and I was like, no, they're not. This is not right. It's gonna look amazing. I'm gonna actually watch this and like, can I watch this in Enhance? I'm gonna watch this in like 6K. This looks amazing. First off, this looks amazing. This trailer looks amazing. He's a great actor. I cannot remember his name. Let me pull up the cast. He's a great actor. Man, his fucking performance in The Get Down was, oh my God, was amazing. That was a show with great storytelling, The Get Down. That was great storytelling. Oh my God, they picked up at the end of the disco era, going into hip hop. What a fucking time, bro, in New York. That was probably the time to be in New York in like the 70s and the 80s, bro. Because it was just like, to me, like I definitely romanticized in New York in the 80s because the crack era was also at its height as well. So, but as far as like creativity and what was being cooked up in, amongst all of that fucking trauma, it was pretty cool, bro. What came out of that, and hip hop was one of the things. And much like everybody else, niggas hated on it when it first came out. Not niggas like black folks, but I'll say niggas too, because the disco was the thing. The disco, okay. Kobe Libby, I think is his name. Man, I don't know, bro. Oh my God. But let's keep watching.
To the American Society of Magical Negros.
I know you can feel their discomfort, Aaron. Watching you walk through a room full of white people was the most painful thing I've ever seen.
Excuse me. Sorry.
I don't want to take you to a job interview.
There's a recruiting class starting right now, and we got to get you in it.
Welcome to the American Society of Magical Negros.
understand.
It's easier to show you. What's the most dangerous animal on the planet?
Shark.
White people, when they feel uncomfortable. White people feeling uncomfortable precedes a lot of bad stuff for us. That's why we fight white discomfort every day. Because the happier they are, the safer we are.
The name is a little updating, maybe like magical black people, or I guess that doesn't have the same ring.
You ready?
Oh, wow.
Your first client is a Jason Munn. His morale is far too low.
Hey.
Hey.
Darn it, I was hoping there was a station right next to him.
Oh, is this one spoken for?
No.
Yeah, it's actually fun and weirdly relaxing. It's like being a secret agent with none of the danger.
Hey, I'm Lizzie.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
She's great.
Yeah, she's cool.
You kidding? Come on, man.
White love interest. Oh my God, bro. Let me just keep watching, bro. Man. So, initial thoughts already so far. The happier they are, the safer we'll be. That's the problem with this film. For me. That quote right there is exactly that. I feel like that's the entire premise of this piece. The happier they are, the safer we'll be. And that is such bullshit to me, bro. That is such bullshit to me. Dude, the effects, everything about this thing so far is amazing, bro. This film, the film is amazing. It looks beautiful. Some of the effects, like Justin Fields, what the fuck? Did he throw a pick? Oh my God. Oh my God. Almost. Man, fuck prize picks, dog. You know what? I'm not gonna say fuck prize picks. I made $600 and something dollars. I made $600 and something dollars this year on prize pick. Prize picks is it's been pretty good to me, bro. Man, and I hit like 3 days before rent was due. What? Bro, imagine that feeling, bro. Imagine your prize picks hitting before your rent is due, bro, and you hit for something big like 600. That was it. That was it, man. That helped me with Christmas. So I am grateful to prize picks. But after that, bro, slump. I made like, $7 here, 20 here. But I think that's the game of prize picks. I think the game of prize picks is like, you're gonna take a lot of small wins before you get a big one. And I knew that win was that beginner's luck shit. I do feel like I think beginner's luck is true, bro. I really do. Now that I'm actually looking out for it, it just makes sense, bro. And then I start doing it, and that's when it gets harder. Dude, this American Society trailer, as far as visuals, as far as the acting, I'm pretty sure is amazing. But this is why, but the concept, bro. The concept is harmful. I feel like this message is harmful for us as a community. As a storyteller, I would not present something as cool as the thought is. I just don't see myself presenting something like this to my community. Now, I plan on being in the game for a minute. I don't know what down the line, because that shit happens, bro. You get older, your life experience starts to, I don't know. You just your view on life is different from the generation behind you. And I know I'm gonna have to take some time to reinvent myself. I'm totally open to that not open, but that's just like a company policy for me. Every 10 years, let's look at our process. Let's see what we can update. Let's see what are the people under us? What are they into? What are they liking? This trailer has 4+ million views. But the white love interest is, of course, we have to make stories that are palatable to them, man. We have to fit in their taste, and that's my thing about this. Like, great acting, great camera work. I'm looking at some of these costumes, bro. Oh my God. Like, the set design on this, the set design looks fucking amazing. The lighting right here, this scene when he's in the I guess the observatory with all the globes. He got that blue shirt on with the stripes on it. There's this like amber backlight on him. There's a little haze back there. Like there's some beautiful dynamic lighting right here. Oh, I love that lavender. That lavender coming in. Had this red lampshade. I'm pretty sure all this shit in this shot right now was like meticulous. Got the frame dirty here at the bottom with a little, what is that? I guess that's a chair. Man, it's just everything about this looks fucking good. But you know, yeah, let me keep going.
Because the happier they are
White tears.
when they feel uncomfortable. White people feeling uncomfortable precedes a lot of bad stuff for us. That's why we fight white discomfort every day. Because the happier they are, the safer we are.
That's
A
bullshit.
little updating, maybe like magical black people, or I guess that doesn't have the same ring.
Get ready.
Oh, wow.
Your first client is a Jason Munn. His morale is far too low.
Hey.
Hey,
Darn it. I was hoping there was a station right next to him.
Oh, is this one smoking for? He's a secret agent with none of the danger.
she's cool.
You kidding? Come on, man. She's
Cool.
I'm Lizzie.
Nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you.
She's great.
Yeah, she's cool.
You kidding? Come on, man. She's smart.
Man, but and this is the thing, bro. This is the thing. They got this love interest in. I'm gonna just stay on this a little bit. This love interest, she's beautiful. She's a beautiful young lady, and I'm pretty sure she kills this role. But speaking from an actor, from an actor standpoint, no, not as an actor, but just coming from that acting world into the directing world, you have to understand the story at large and who you are presenting the story for, right? A lot of times people in their sectors of the entertainment industry are so focused on their sector, they don't see the bigger picture of the story that we're telling. And our audience that are paying, right? They're paying to see this. So we need to present something. If you're going to present something to the audience, and this is geared towards black people, maybe, right? Then you should understand the audience. There might be some black people that go see this, but I would say, by and large, the idea that the happier they are, the safer we are, I think that's a very passive message. That's a very passive message when nothing about the inception of this country was passive at all. The colonization of it, the way that things were stolen, the language was stripped. Bro, colonizers, they effectively shifted generations, effectively shifted entire bloodlines of people, maybe ended some bloodlines of black people. That is what they did, and they've spent every year after, from then, 1865, before I would say 1492, the 1500s, right? From the 1500s, 1600s, all the way up to 2023, they have been trying everything in their power to make sure that we will remain submissive, passive. And the idea isn't to be revolutionary and destroy. See, here's where I come with this, bro. I'm just gonna tell you my whole journey with this inside of the American Society of Magical Negro trailer. My journey with understanding white people in this country has definitely been a journey, and I'm still kind of discovering. I grew up in St. Louis, Missouri, bro, in a majority black neighborhood. You know, middle class too. You know, in my neighborhood, there were a lot of like corporate, maybe, blue collar black folks working, a lot of construction workers, a lot of people that served the military. You know, my dad worked in corporate America. He was a manager at Coca-Cola, at the Coca-Cola plant. My dad had some power in corporate America, and he was there for a very long time, I think 25 plus years. He worked his way up that ladder. But that was the neighborhood. And then it started to shift a little bit. But it was all black. I went to a black middle school, went to a black elementary school. So my interaction with white people was like very seldom, and because of that, I only relied on what my parents taught me coming up. You treat everybody with respect. You give everyone a chance to show you their character. So when I came across white people, I was only aware of the racism that I was taught in school, which was this, you know, the bigots, right? The go home nigger, no coloreds, you know, all of that shit. The sundown towns, the very abrasive side of racism. So that's what I'm going out into the world when I start encountering people. That's what I'm looking for. You know, I'm not looking for the other side of that coin, which is very, you know, European, right? If you talk about how racism is handled in London or in the UK, it's very covert, right? It's, you know, it's very, you know, beneath the surface, very passive. That's the other side of racism in this country, right? Or prejudice, or whatever you want to call it. I'll call it racism. And just side note, we have to understand that the definition of racism isn't a joke, or saying nigger or saying white person. Those are very prejudiced words, but the racism is an act. It's not a derogatory word. The word itself is a connection to the act, right? You stole my land, you stole this, you redlined me out of my neighborhoods, you fucked up my neighborhood, you fucked up the food supply, you fucked up my education, you fucked up the churches, you fucked up everything around my neighborhood, and then at every moment where I tried to progress in life, you prohibited me through your economic power. You've used your wealth to make sure that I couldn't attain. That is racism. It's an act. Just to clarify, like saying something colored, saying Negro, don't want to hear it, but a lot of people are saying things that are racist and not really, don't fucking know the definition. It's not racism. A word is not racism. It's an act. So let's be clear on that. But I digress. So when I got into these white spaces, I wasn't really, it was a culture shock. I went to an HBCU. I went to 3 HBCUs, Texas Southern, Alabama State, Norfolk State. I did the rounds, man. Very much of my adolescent life up to my young adulthood was just around black folks. And I took that for granted. I'm not even going to hold you. I definitely took that for granted because it's like, for all intents and purposes, I grew up the way some white people grow up, with everything around them is reinforced. For majority of my life, everything around me was reinforced through my education, through my family, through my friends, through my love life, through my career. Like every part of my life was reinforced by black people. So I'm very, very honored in that respect. It wasn't until I got to grad school where I started to understand what white people are, their challenge in this country, the challenge that they have to kind of live up to or try to fight. I wasn't aware of that. And it wore on me, it was a blow by 1,000 paper cuts, bro. It was a blow by 1,000 paper cuts. It was just one hit after the other. Very small, but it broke me psychologically. It broke me the fuck down. And I don't even really know if they understood exactly what that place was doing to me. But it broke me down, man. That program broke me down. And it wasn't the talent. It wasn't the work that they were giving me. That shit wasn't fucking hard, bro. I'm just keeping a bean with you. This shit wasn't fucking hard. Everything that I learned in undergrad, I was just building on that. Everything that I learned at Norfolk State, I went to, the shows were different, but the premise in having the workshop to create stuff and do my shows and learn acting through work that I resonate with, meeting playwrights that I resonate with. I had a huge leg up when I came to grad school. So the biggest issue for me in grad school wasn't the work. All of the busy work shit, I was like, man, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit, bro. I don't care about none of that, bro. I'm here to act. I'm not here to do all this busy work. I would get my shit done, but acting? Man, what? Cancel Christmas on it. And I'm not going to say I'm the best when it comes to the performances, but the work, the things that were being asked of me in class You know, I had a pretty good handle on what the teachers were looking for. You know, I was taught to be very directable. You know, I know how I can try to find it through dialogue. I can interpret what they're looking for. Some directors speak in color, some directors speak in emotion, some directors speak in, you know, I don't know, very mechanical way of thinking, or because I got a good knack for storytelling and know what things certain moments need, I can be like, okay, so he's probably looking for this, you know, he's, you know, this needs a little bit, this scene just needs a little bit more blue, you know. All right, so he wants me to come a little bit more melancholy, a little dramatic. I had zero issue with some of the work in grad school. It was dealing with who they were, bro. Who they are, and just how completely different lives that we live, man. And their refusal to the refusal to acknowledge just that simple fact. Man, we live two different. It's not the same, and you so much want it to be. Here's the cross that white people have to bear. Every generation, they're ruining their children. The sins of the father will always fall on the son. Every generation, they pass this burden of racism and colonization down because the generation before them passed it down to them. And no generation of white people have ever said, okay, as a unit, it has to stop with us. And that's the cross. That's the cross you're carrying. You're carrying every generation. You put the burden of racism on your child. They'll handle it. Some would say, I mean, it could be argued that's what's happening with this planet right now. The generation before us put off the planet on the generation after them. They'll take care of it. We can continue to use this fucking hairspray that's killing the ozone layer. But that's the same thing with racism. So if it happened in the environment, I can only use context clues to see that it's also happening in other areas. So, oh, well, that happened 100 years ago. Why am I responsible for it? Because your father's father never paid the initial debt. And I mean socially, and I mean more so economically. The GDP of this country is not the GDP of this country, bro. You have to tack on another like $80 trillion. And I don't even think that's including interest of how much money colonization costs an entire demographic of people. Resource is not just money. Well, it is money, but it's also education. It's also, you know, entrepreneurship, architect, science. Just every astrology, every area, every major profession was, you know, purposely bled out. And that was the intention. That was the intention, to bleed us out so we would no longer become. And we didn't. We stayed here. So the answer is in anger, is what I'm finding out when it comes to dealing with white people. The more I learn, the more that I'm studying about us, like taking extra time to like look at like things about who we were and who we are, the more I'm understanding that the reason why white people haven't suffered the same way we suffered by our hands, the reason why there hasn't been a retaliation. And I'm not saying there has been retaliation in pockets, but it hasn't been to the scale of what slavery was. We haven't got together as a group of black people from Atlanta all the way up to Oregon. You know what I mean? We haven't collectively decided that, all right, it's time for these white people to pay. And initially I was like, bro, we are fucking weak. We're fucking weak. We weak as a group of black people. Because I was so angry with the history of just with this country. I was so fucking angry, and I was young, and I got a little bit of rebel in me. You know what I mean? If I really feel like I'm being wrong, bro, I will definitely buck the system. The anger, my temper doesn't allow me to just sit and keep being done wrong and not say nothing. I can give a couple chances, but I can't give a lot of them. So I'm like, yo, we need to, fuck these white people. And a lot of my art kind of reflected that. A lot of the things that I created was fuck these white people. But there is grace in, I found my grace in the history of who we are. We're loving people. That's our strength. It's literally our strength, our ability to love. I mean, that's the only thing I can lean on, bro. I don't think we're weak. We wouldn't be here if we weren't weak. We wouldn't be sought after if we weren't weak. We wouldn't be looked to how things can move as a generation or as a human evolution if we were weak. Every major part of this country, everything that's popular is through our, I guess, ability to innovate and love what we do. They kind of, just as a species, this country is beating that out of us. Loving to do something and fulfilling it and following it constantly is somehow a luxury. Somehow, seemingly. Because they put all this, they put some of their responsibilities on us. But that's who we are, bro. We're loving. We're loving people. That is why we are so mimicked and mocked and hated. We're hated for being loving. And I don't mean to white people. I mean, dude, when black people are together, when we're together, when we are being creative amongst ourselves, we shift the entire universe. When we have the moment to sit and create and love and laugh and camaraderie and do all those things, when we love something, when we think something's funny, there's every part of the culture is expressive. And it's not just here in America. Technology has allowed me to see that it exists as a through line for black people. There is nothing that we do not touch that don't turn to gold. And I'm not saying white people are exempt from that. I feel like maybe the way we do it. I'm just looking at history. I'm not specifying. I'm just talking about like dance and science to a large degree, actually. The internet, the computer, games. I'm coming to realize that those weren't white inventions. Those were white patents. Dude, the story of how Ford became Ford was crazy to me. I am totally veering off of this American Society Magical Negro thing, but I'm going to just keep going with this stream of conscience. Henry Ford and I think it was George Washington Carver said that he came up the way to mass produce vehicles by talking to plants. Not verbally like this, but there was some ancestral connection or some ancestral knowledge that he had about nature that he was able to communicate with nature. I don't think, like I said, I don't think it's like this. It's not a secret that plants have a life, right? They need to be fed. They need to be watered. They need to be nurtured, right? True plant people understand that, plants have a life. And George Washington Carver understood through plants a way to make Ford. And I'm here in Texas, bro. Every fucking street is a F-150. Ford is Texas. Ford is Texas, man. I ain't mad at it, bro. But yeah. All right, so I'm gonna pause. I don't know how I got on that shit. The fuck was I talking about, bro? The Society of American Negro. The American Society of Magical Negroes. I was talking about the beauty of our love. So yeah, man, I think if you can get to that, if you can find it somewhere, and I struggle at it every day, bro. When I look at trailers like this, it's what makes it hard. It's what makes it hard. I don't know if I need to watch the rest of it, but I will.
Funny. I know you.
That's what I was getting ready to say. That's why. This love interest. If we gonna heal from all of this bullshit, this is sort of the premise of my company. And I talked to my homie about it a lot because he's like, bro, they gonna see you coming. They gonna see you coming. You had it as your premise, but I don't know anything else outside of that. I can't be fake about it because the work ain't gonna be good. And I don't know how to. I don't want to create for anybody else other than my people. But in order for us, at least from my standpoint, Dr. Claude Anderson said is economics, it's family, right? You got to establish a community, and then you start practicing group economics, then it's education, then after education, there's media, or politics, then media, I think. I'm working on the media part. I can't do nothing else about the other four. I can create a community, right? I can create a community, and I can practice group economics amongst my industry. But we need to be doing that across industries. So the media part of it, that's why this is why I push so hard for black advertisement. More Flicks will have a Super Bowl commercial, and it's going to be promoting a black business. That's why I push so hard for creating stories for us, because it's part of the visual. We have to see if we're not shown what we can be, and I mean that from like kids, right? You as an adult might know what the vision is, but for your child to come into this earth seeing stories that put him in a positive light and, you know, inspire him ultimately, you just, you know, you can't take for granted how far inspiration can go. You just cannot take that for granted. But if you turn on your TV and you have a very narrow vision of what you can be, then you're going to grow up with that narrow vision, and then you're going to create offspring and put that same narrow vision in front of them. And part of my goal as a business owner is to expand the vision of my community, of what we can be, what we are, and what we used to be. Learning from the past, set vivid goals from the future, and creating in the moment, right? And a part of that is having a nuclear black family. That's when everything went to shit. When they started destroying our families is when we really started taking the biggest hits. And that's around the 70s and the 80s, the 90s, right? When the families, when the men, I would say the tail end of the 60s all the way up until like the 90s, men were pulled in various ways, through drugs, through gangs, through violence, through police brutality. Men were pulled away from their families. And there's no idea of what a nuclear family looks like. There's no idea what a nuclear family looks like. So I'm so fortunate that I came from one, at least from like, my adolescence all the way up to like my preteen years. Then everything went to shit. But my childhood, I have a very fond memory of just having a nuclear household, and some of my favorite moments of my life, actually. And think kids should be able to see that. I think kids should be able to see a family and want to be a part of that, or inspire to have something like that for ourselves. I think young men should know what manhood is really about. And I can help out with that mission through creating stories and creating characters that strive for what it means to be a man, protecting and providing for his family, standing on your morals and your principles, developing a huge and consistent relationship with God. It's manhood. It's human. It's a human deed too, of course. I think women should be striving for those things, but there are very few women out there that are willing to take care of a man that doesn't have that together. There are a lot of men out there that are willing to take care of women that don't really have that figured out, and will be with them and nurture them to help them figure that out. It's a numbers game. I don't know. I could be wrong on that, but I just don't see that being true. So it's essential for young men to have that figured out. There has to be respect. There is respect for everyone. You respect everyone. That's what I was taught. And that's what I feel, and that's what I believe. And being in the theater, I was kind of not forced, but I was forced to look at some of my beliefs about people that aren't like me in the world. And I was wrong about a lot of that stuff. And now, I don't feel the same way. So I think there's respect. There has to be respect across the board for people that walk the world differently. Barring it, their difference harming you, right? Then there's an issue. If how they see the world harms you, then we have an issue. And it's, young men, young black men specifically need that. You need that. And as a filmmaker, I can't, and with that knowledge, I can't create something without trying to help that, bro. So when you create a show or a film like Magical Negros, and you cast a biracial man, and his love interest is a white woman, that says something. To me, it says that, and this thing, in this trope, it happens a lot. But that's the story. It's telling that, why couldn't his love interest be a brown woman or a black woman? This is a focused feature. There's a lot of money behind this. And that's also what I wanted to, this is what someone paid to see this. Someone paid for this. My grandpa, as my grandma would say, you pay the piper, you can pick the tune. So in our uproar of, oh, this is some bullshit, we need to be doing something about it, which I am. I'm doing something about it. That's why I'm complaining, because I'm fucking doing something about it. I feel comfortable to complain about this. But yeah, no issue with this lady at all. I would hope black people could see through this. And if you like it, you like it. If you like it, you like it. That's also fair too. There might be, a kid might watch this and may be able to extract something other than that. Kids aren't really downloaded with all our bullshit. So maybe a kid can watch this and extract something, but I'll continue.
Going on about her? You're trying to set us up.
No, that's not what I was doing.
You cannot have a relationship with Lizzie now, because if you don't put Jason first, everyone's magic will fail.
I've always felt like it's my job to make white people feel comfortable, and here it literally is. But
Oh my God.
I got a great plan to ask her out, but I'm gonna need your help.
Do you think you could work your magic?
Hey, is he talking about me?
hey,
Oh my God. Wait, are you? Someone defied the society. Who was it?
If you didn't let her go like I told you, if you'd interfere with her or your client, you could have your memory erased. You won't even remember she existed.
even though we might never see each other again, I need you to know that what we had was real.
I'm curious to see how you gonna make it out of all this.
So final thoughts on it is that, okay, the stakes of this is great. The stakes of it. Like, if I'm looking at this just purely from a story structure standpoint, this has the ingredients of a great story, actually. The premise is off. This premise, this idea of making white people comfortable is just grossly just off, bro. That rubs me the wrong way. That premise really rubs me the wrong way. And we'll see how it does in March. Well, April. We'll see how it does in April. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. That is my take on this trailer. Hope y'all doing right, man. Man, block that bullshit out. Block that bullshit out. You're going to be okay. It's just that time of the year, bro. It's just that time of the year. And if you can just put your shoulders up and just, weather the storm, it's only a couple months. You're not going to lose, bro. You're not going to lose. You're not going to lose. No matter how much that motherfucking voice keep telling you that you're going to lose, you're not. You're not. You get the best thing to do in this time of the year is just keep your fucking shoulders up. Keep your fucking head up. Keep pressing. Focus on the things that around you that you are truly grateful for, even if it's just, a crumb, whatever it is. Just, man, gratitude is the way out. And it's going to feel fake at first. It's supposed to. But just keep doing it, even if it feels fake. Even if it feels fake, because you can will that. You can will it. You can will it into your life. So hang on. I love y'all, man. Thank y'all for listening. I'm grateful for whoever listens to this. This journey of artistry has, been, I'm just like a nigga. And it take me like 16 minutes to say bye. Niggas be like, all right, I'm out here. Yeah, I'm fuck with you, man. And then hop into another conversation. I'm gonna get out of here, bro. I fuck with y'all. Y'all be easy. Thanks for listening to Take It With a Grain of Salt. I am your host, Derrick Moore.